Guys, I have 30 minutes to go through two useful tools today. For you, a few of you that we never met before, my name is Danilo and I work for Yotavolt. Yotavolt is one of the NI distributors in the UK, and I'm responsible for all activities in the UK, where I'm in Scotland. And yeah, today I'll present two key things for you. I'll spend 15 minutes demoing NIGEL, explaining what it is, and another 15 minutes-ish explaining what SystemLink is. Just a quick question on, maybe you guys are super familiar, so I can reintroduce. Are you guys familiar with NIGEL at all? No? Oh, yeah? No? Ish? Good. Okay, that's good enough. So yeah, the concept is a purpose-built test and measurement AI tool that's embedded into two of the key softwares of an eye, LabVIEW and TestStand. And we're gonna do an actual demo inside TestStand in itself, right? Yeah, that's what it is. So it's it can do a few things really nicely, and I'll mention the four key things that it can do. Here's some documentation, and I'll share this link with you guys here. In NIGEL, it has a lot of explanation on what it is and what it can do. But basically, those are four things that it can do. If you get or inherit a code or a test sequence from someone else, and we're going to do that, you can ask NIGEL, say, NIGEL, what is this test sequence exactly doing? And he's going to spit it out sequence to sequence. So it's learned the software faster by breaking it down into different sections. Develop faster is by finding examples really quickly. So if you have a code of yours and you want to implement some of the things that we just learned, how do I add, how do I create an API to talk to this specific key site equipment? It's going to bring exactly that link, and you can implement easily. Review code faster. If you have a problem, you can ask NIGEL to debug, and we're going to do one exercise for that. And automate sequences is inside TestStand. You can pull up interactive tables with. Let's go back to contents real quick. So let's take a look at NIGEL itself. So just AI capabilities. We all know that's going to be something in the middle. It's again, this is just a tool, and at this moment, NIGEL cannot code for you, right? It can show you the way. It sits in a level above, so it watches everything and kind of serialize everything that it's looking, and then uses this. All the training model was done by OpenAI, but only on information for inside national scripts, right? So it was trained with all the catalogs, the specific user groups. So it's purpose built, right? And when we compare to general purpose AI, ChatGPT, Claude, and all that, it really surpassed, and ideas surpass even more. So the number of hallucinations is the best. It's purpose built, so it doesn't go off track very much. Again, like I said, it's embedded in only these two now, TestStand and LabVIEW, but the idea is to roll that out slowly for all the other software. And NIGEL itself is going to have quarterly, if you're not missing, is quarterly iteration in itself. So all you need is a active service package and access to internet. Of course, you need the latest version, so 25Q3 onwards to have access to NIGEL. And yeah, I'm gonna go through that overview that you guys know already. Let's just because I have so few times. One thing that I get asked constantly. So NIGEL will not use your code to train the model, right? So use your information that's there just to give you answers. So it's sequentialized and send it, use it, and just like any LLM, it doesn't store your data. at all, right? So let's go to test end real quick. Actually, okay. You guys are familiar with test end, right? So it's test sequencer executive. So let me open one of the examples so we can actually play with it. So examples, demos. So there are two ways I can find Nigel. This is its icon right here. That's how it looks like, right? So it's this little thing up top here, or you can go to view and right here, AI advisor. I'm going to ask you to log in just to make sure you have an active service. Mine is already logged in, right? So that's good. Oh, sorry, we lost. And you can't have multiple. That's why we're doing the testing. You cannot if you have testing in LabVIEW open, you can't have multiple connections. And I was playing with just now, so I had to disconnect. Okay. So now let me just double check to see if so the sequence is open. So as you guys know, the way testing works, you need a setup, just everything you need to do before you start this test sequence. And in the background, it's going to open all the LabVIEW codes, the execution of doing it, setup, main sequence, and all that. So if I go to Nigel, say, first question is, Nigel, what is this sequence doing? What's going to do, again, it's going to take a look at all the sequence. You can ping that. I can remember. Yeah, so it's gonna describe based on the sequence exactly what it is based on revision and what it's doing with description of step by step. So, and what I need to do, if I want to optimize it, you can ask Nigel to do it. So, how can I optimize sequence? It's going to give you a few suggestions. Okay, give step execution when you can test. Okay, so can you English? Okay, there's a lot of things that you can do. It does interact a lot with your code. Now here, optimize account calls. That's stuff. And you can easily document it what you're doing. So while you do your coding and or your test sequence, you can ask it to keep a track. So let's say we add a few steps here. So it's got something here, and I want to send my data. Send them. You don't. Start from the- Can you please take note of changes in this project? So yeah, good. Yeah, so it can help you document why you go and save your changes. So you can, not most of us, I'm not a coder, most of you are. I'm not great at documenting what I'm doing, and that's why it's really hard to pass along your test, your project to other people. But you can ask Nigel to keep track and save what's it doing after you save it. And if you need something new, like, okay, so how can can you please add, show me examples with links of how to send this data via system, explains the link. It is really good to gather all the information from forums and database and datasheet to get to where it needs to go. So let's see if this is working. Some of them are not. Some of the links are not working because of my my license is a little bit broken. So yeah, I did test it this morning. It was working okay. But you get the point of the capabilities in itself. So it's mainly really good to read, debug, kind of help you find examples, and keep track of documenting. So that's Nigel in itself. Of course, it works both for testend and in LabVIEW. I couldn't, because I'm using it in one, I cannot use simultaneously in both. But what you can do is very, very similar. You have your VI, you can just select what you want to see, and then based on that, you can say, Nigel, for this specific selected area, what is it doing? Or why it's not working? How can I fix this link specifically? And then it's going to give you a few suggestions based on that. It's not going to, it doesn't have the capability to write it for you yet, and it's coming soon. But yeah, as an AI tool, that's it. Yeah. 10 minutes on Nigel. Does that kind of make sense? The concept of things, yeah? Yeah, hopefully that's pretty much it on Nigel.
Quick question. When you said it can take notes of the changes, does it just sort of publish that as like a list of things that changed after you
save it?
Yeah, okay.
As you save it, so if I go back and save this project, I have to save a new version, and then keep track of things that were saved. So because there's a demo, I'm not gonna write it. But yeah, you can keep track of things that were changed.
Keeping track. And then it kind of gets like a summary of things that you've changed, or like is it like quite in depth or?
I think it's I never tried to say like it's gonna create descriptions of every single step. Okay. So I never tried to see, can you extract only the thing there and describe? It's gonna rewrite everything. Step one is doing this.
Okay. Yeah.
Step one is doing this. Step doing this, and I don't think it's gonna have like a new patch like this recently added or something. I never tried it, but it might work. He might work. I don't know. I don't think it will, but we can give it a try. If you get someone that's a project that I can really mess around with. But he does keep track of all the steps. That's basically it. So good. Let's jump to SystemLink, what it is. Is anyone familiar with SystemLink, what it is? No? Yeah, that's okay. That's good. So majority know. So I'll try to. Oh, that's a training that I did yesterday, but don't mind. Let's go to what it is. So if you look at NI's software platform, of course, this event is mostly talk about LabVIEW, but when you look at NI's strategy, he has this big bundle called LabVIEW Plus Suite, which is a combination of the latest NI software. That includes LabVIEW, TestEnd, FlexLogger, Diadem, Instrument Studios. Missing one. Get to me later. But that's to show every single capability in terms of software. So TestEnd for test sequences, Diadem for massive amount of data treatment. You get FlexLogger for low code, no code type of measurement, really quick and easy for entry level, really quick, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. SystemLink, it sits on a different layer, or there are three key things the SystemLink does really, really well. And the reason it's kind of apart, it's because you can monitor and get data from virtually any software in any hardware, NI and non-NI, right? So it's a centralized platform, basically, to do three key things that I should boil down. Number one is monitor your assets, so everything that has an IP on it. You can monitor its health in terms of usage, in terms of memory, in terms of connectivity, and etc. So that's managing your assets in terms of health, managing your assets in terms of licenses. So all the software that's installed there, and you can remotely deploy updates, right? So if you have, doesn't matter where it is, if you have LabVIEW in different test engines, you can roll out executables remotely. So, and there are a few cases that are really good to explore every time I'm talking about it. This is the exact actually example. Nope. Yeah, I don't have the right link here, but a few cases on where it was used for Toyota, for instance, that people had a lot of test stations, and they had to use an actual memory stick to go and update the machines one by one and test it. You can do it remotely, and we're going to see it right now. Yeah, this is one of the cases where they had mission critical, so remote management capabilities with NI and non-NI things. So if you have a PLC in the middle of your assets, you have a key site things. As long as you have an IP address, you can monitor via API. And there are many ways you can do it. With Visa, you can do it with DACMX. If you have DACMX installed, you get a granular detail, because then you can see each module and talk to it independently. And when you have TestEnd, for instance, and that's the test we're going to see, you can track the test as it goes. So during its running, and break it down into reasons, and create dashboards and all that for each one of them. So there is pre-test and test coordination. Again, created a lot of dashboards, and we're going to create one, and monitor your assets and create dashboards for management and stuff. Yeah, let's just jump into. So the way it works is, of course, I have a simulated hardware here, and so this is the server and the client, which is usually not the case, right? I usually have a few users to collaborate, and the new push for SystemLink that was created recently is just called SystemLink. It was created SystemLink for small labs, or SystemLink based. That those names doesn't exist anymore. We're looking at a smaller version of the software that you can have between 5 and 10 users, and up to 10 or 25 nodes. Every IP is a node, right? So every each IP is it can be a PXI, a compact Creo, or a PC where the compact DAC is connected to. And so that's basically how they're all connected to a server, and the server is publishing in a on a link everything that's going on. So let's see if my server is up. Anything? Link configuration. My server is online, which it is. It is running. It is connected, so it's all good. All I gotta do is pretend I'm a different computer now. I'll go with the case, please. Yeah. EBB and so what I'll have is a different computer with different users. Let me just show you how the interface how it looks like. Good. Okay. It is connected. It shows here. So on dashboard on the left side, you can see all my systems. Systems meaning the computers and stuff. So an assets is a granular vision of everything that's connected to those systems, meaning how many modules, if they're online or not. So you can see the serial number. You can actually check one by one their calibration status and add calibrations, so you can remote control those. If I had, of course, my license is not still on evaluation. What I could do on this software tab right here, that's where I would manage and deploy updates on a specific software. So if I want to update the LabVIEW or test end, or even so executable, I would do here. So that's one, asset management. This is this tab. Test management. So which is test. This is connected to my test end. So if I run this, for example, this is a dashboard first. There's a summary of everything that I ran ever in this machine, right? So it's all simulated, and this is all templates. How many tests I've ran in the past 30 days? What is the frequency? So imagine if you have five different testers running at the same time. You can see what they're doing one by one, and this is just a summary of them. And if I start a brand new test, run a single pass here. I forgot to stream, I think. Opening all the LabVIEW in the background of here as well. So yeah, it already recognized there is something going on in the background. So it's which test program, time lapsed, when is it going? So you can actually monitor everything that's going on in all your testers. So it's quite good. I'm not going to finalize this today. We have 10 minutes left, but that's on the test insights tab, and I can create my dashboards and alarms and critical. So what's healthy, what's not healthy for my production line or my lab, really. Custom application is dashboard for management, really. So if I want to create a new dashboard, like group dashboard, test one. In here, I'll be able to create a dashboard based on everything that's connected here. And every single parameter that I have in each of the modules has a tag. And I'm not going to explain the tag, but a tag is basically a sort of update. If it's current, if it's health of the memory usage for each machine, if it's connectivity, if it's temperature, if you have it, it's going to create a different tag, right? So and it's as easy as find tag here, tag. done. Tile donut. Done. So this one I can publish different dashboards for different personas. So I can have a production management dashboard, and I can have an R&D dashboard, and that's done in terms of visualization, custom web application, and custom. So sometimes I want one for a persona that's internal. Sometimes I want persona that's external customers. They are gonna get a different username. So that's go back to roles and kind of personas that I can do. I can have a collaborator, people that will be actually be able to. It's a role control. So it's, this is sitting as a total management administration level, where I'll have one collaborator to be able to build in and have access to specific things. Service role, it's not, so you can control access and what they can do. Licenses, again, like I said, this version is limited to 10 different IP addresses or systems, up to 5 users. So usually smaller labs and test sequences, and number of users. Of course, is the only one testing, but very soon we're going to have each region. We're going to have personas, so that we can demonstrate it. Cloud connector, yeah. So how you connect to the cloud. But again, this is showing all NI stuff. But the cool thing is you can easily monitor and connect and control any sorts of hardware on NI, as long as you use the right API. Both hardware and software, meaning all these reports that you see here on Test Insights, I can get kind of, it's agnostic, right? So it's, as long as you can get the right language, you can connect to any kind of device. So that's really cool as a asset management reports and dashboard that sits on top. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. It's already here. As long as you get the right API, you can publish the information live. You do it with just a few clicks. And again, I'm not even a coder. I was able to create a few good reports that's live and actually working. Yeah, good. Those are the two things. I hope that was valuable to understand a little bit of the the AI side and SystemLink, which is the asset management and remote control. But yeah, any questions?
Just so I'm understanding the test results there. So you showed it linking to test stand there.
Yes.
But what you were saying at the end there is that it doesn't have to be test stand. It could be some custom test sequence I've written in LabVIEW. Correct. As long as I've got the API that says this is to say I'm running, this is to say
that's correct.
Right?
Yeah, that's correct. It's it's kind of, it should be agnostic. It should be a tool that can be used anything on the test and measurement universe. People want to be more flexible, using Python, using MATLAB, depending on the application. This can gather and publish the data there. Yeah, which is quite cool.
Maybe to just add to that, it's a very extreme example. So I want to name the company, but it's real. There is a German author that uses SystemLink with 0 NI hardware. So like that's how interoperable it can be. You want, but you shouldn't want it. You should use what's better.
Yes, please, ideally. Yeah. And come to us if you have any NI need. If you want to try for your own lab, you can download it and have a 30-day trial, which I would recommend, especially if you have a couple machines, things.